Today is your day worth celebrating. Is it worth bringing that up on air?
20 months today?
20 months since my last drink.
Today.
Tomorrow would be
Like
the first day sober.
Gotcha.
All right. Well, that's significant.
Yeah.
You know, I was in a room where I heard a guy talking about he had 10 years. Then another guy said he had 5 or 6 years. I don't remember, something similar.
Mm-hmm.
And then a guy stood up and said, I hadn't had a drink in 3 days. And there was a new guy sitting there shaking, literally, about to go into DTs. And his response, he hadn't responded to the other guys. That guy said he had 3 days. This guy that's detoxing says, how the hell did you do that?
Yeah.
Right?
You know, puts it in perspective.
Yep.
And that's why
I
I
remember
say
those
20
first 3
months
days.
is significant because that's
The hard part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Really hard. You learn to live a life of recovery, but it's practice over and over, day in and day out, taking it a day at a time and doing the right things.
Mm-hmm.
Most of us, when we were in our cups, didn't have a really good idea what the right things were.
Right.
Or chose to ignore them.
There was a breaking point, and Atomic Habits was a really good one for me. I don't know if you've read Atomic Habits, James Clear. It's about retraining your brain, you know, the neuroplasticity in your brain, and getting into a workout program at the 3rd month that I stuck to every day, and then kind of over time everything just kind of clicked.
Yeah.
To where it's like, well, that makes sense. Oh yeah, there's life.
Yeah.
Right.
First 3 months are hard. You know,
One of the unique things with their center and part of the plan that he wrote was doing these brain scans where you can actually see a change in people's brains from trauma, but also the addiction. I don't know if you want to speak more to that.
Alcoholic, there aren't many of these left anymore, James, but a pure alcoholic is what they used to be called, where alcohol was their thing. They didn't dabble in other things.
Right.
An alcoholic who drinks every day for years, we do a brain scan on them, and this is called a SPECT scan. SPECT is SPECT, which is a technical term, 3 feet long. At the moment, I can't recall what it all stands for. It really doesn't matter, but it's a new technology, relatively new. It's like an MRI. The patient is injected with an isotope, and they can see and take cross images of the brain, horizontally, vertically, all parts of the brain, and develop an image from that. And when an alcoholic has one done, as I just described a moment ago, daily drinker for years, that brain looks like Swiss cheese. It's full of holes and blank spots. And that image is of neurotransmitter and blood flow activity. So there isn't any where those holes are.
Yeah.
Gone. That's the damage that alcohol and drugs can do. Cocaine and heroin, worse. Marijuana, same as alcohol. Daily marijuana smoker, his brain is impaired. And so that speaks to why 30-day treatment doesn't work very well. We do a SPECT scan at 30 days. The brain hadn't changed much at all.
Interesting.
At 90 days, it starts to look normal again. So what does that tell you? Blood flow neurotransmitter activity is back, and they're able to make better decisions for themselves.
So it's interesting. You said it took you 3 months.
Yeah.
Yep.
I learned something new today.
Yeah.
Single photon emission computed
There you go.
tomography.
Thank you.
How did you forget?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nuclear imaging test shows how blood flows to tissues and organs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you're interested, Google Dr. Amen and look at his clinics and his SPECT, the use of SPECT scanning
That's
that he
interesting.
does.
I'm going to look into this
He
stuff. I love the brain is fascinating.
It
to me.
is.
And the way that we can trick it,
It is.
like we can even manipulate ourselves as addicts.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's how most get by, right?
Often. Daily.
Yeah.